Hi guys, I don't know if anyone's out there yet, but I'm starting my recording, my live Facebook recording, and this is really only my fourth one or so, but I did have a big one with the Art Institute. That was really fun and I learned a lot about it, and that's why I'm here today. I am going to be launching a vlog series about my upcoming trip with my family to Zimbabwe and Namibia. And we are leaving the 14th. So I have a ton to do. And I thought I'd challenge myself by filming this all. Oh, by the way, I'm nervously fidgeting with porcupine quills. Each quill tells its own story. They come in different patterns, thicknesses. This is a good one. And I'm using these to symbolize my long and complicated history with Africa and Zimbabwe. I found these, Patrick and I, my husband, and I found these on his parents' farm. And you usually find them in rocky crevices or dirt. And when you come across them, that's so cool. And then you kind of look around and you wonder, where is the little bastard that's going to shoot these into me? But there's probably not too many porcupines left in Zimbabwe, sadly. They're a good source of meat. And so probably not too many, and that's kind of what's exciting about going to Zimbabwe. Many of you may have heard that Zimbabwe had a soft coup, and the president, Robert Mugabe, after 37 years finally stepped down, and it was done in a really amazing way that I think is quite unique to Africa. But sadly, the Zimbabweans have been living under decades of hopelessness with 90% unemployment, lack of food scarcity, electricity, medical care, education. They've really been suffering for a long, long time. And this new change with the government is really going to be exciting to see. How people are reacting to it, what they think, what they believe. Last year we were there, and after New Year's I asked folks, what do you have for New Year's? I'm always given 1,000 resolutions and long lists of things that I'm going to do in the new year, and of course I expect everybody to. But the Zimbabweans just looked down at their feet and shook their head and really were hopeless. And so I know there's going to be a new wave of energy when we go back. And even if it's only psychological, maybe, one tyrant for another, there has to be change of some kind. And I think the psychological benefits for this for Zimbabweans is going to be amazing. I hope to capture that and bring that to you. So we're off to Zimbabwe, and we'll be there for 10 days and or a little bit more. And I'm wondering, oh, I see someone finally joining. I don't know. That's the other thing, guys. I'm looking for a little bit of help on this how to interact thing. I'm an old woman trying to figure out Facebook Live. So not seeing any comments, but I'm wondering if I'm in the wrong place. Anyways, I'm going to keep going. And then you guys can all watch it on video. Oh, I got a little something coming across the screen. Patrick's mom still lives in Zimbabwe, and those of you that don't know me, let me give you a little bit of background. I started my relationship with Zimbabwe in 2000 when I went there and worked for a film company that distributes and creates African films called Media for Development Trust, and it was an amazing experience. I was there as a volunteer. And I'll talk more about that because you'll meet some of the people I worked with on my journey in Zimbabwe. I'm very excited. Tarita, if you're out there, we're going to put you on camera. And then I started a kind of nonprofit teaching kids photography, communication, and art, and ended up living there for about 3 years. Of course, on the film, met my fabulous husband, who's a cameraman and a Zimbabwean and speaks probably 10 different African languages. He's amazing, amongst other things that he does amazingly. And his mom still lives there in Zimbabwe, and so we'll be visiting her and giving you a little bit of history about where they come from and what the last years have been like. His mom lives on a retirement kind of community compound thing, and the people there that work there are fabulous, and I can't wait to introduce you to them and have you hear some of their stories, and I'm hoping some of them invite me to their house. They always say they'll invite me, but it's usually at the last day, on the last day of the trip when, you know, there's no time. So I'm hoping that we'll get invited to some folks' houses during that time. But that'll be a pretty low-key time for us. And that's, of course, all hoping that we have electricity and, hi, Talia. We have electricity and all that. I'm not worried about food. I'm not worried about violence. So we'll tell some stories from there. Before the New Year's, we're going to fly to Namibia, and there we'll be working with Colorado State's Little Shop of Physics. Patrick is the director of video for Little Shop of Physics, and Little Shop of Physics works in collaboration with a gold mine called B2 Gold Mine. Their headquarters in Canada, but they have mines kind of all over, and they're part of their corporate social responsibility is to give back to the community, which we love. And they bring in Little Shop of Physics to teach teachers. Will somebody tell me how my eye line is? Am I looking at you? Is this good? Because I'm looking at myself. Distracted. That's the beauty of life. We'll be teaching teachers, and I won't. I'll be watching, because even though physics is super cool and all they do is blow up stuff, and not all they do, they blow up stuff and they use lasers, and it's super awesome the way they teach physics. I wish I had it. But I'll be kind of observing and helping where I can and documenting and trying to talk to some of the people along the way. We'll be in the bush in Namibia, kind of northern part of Namibia, on the gold mine at their education center, teaching teachers, I believe, for a week. And then we'll go down to the capital city, Windhoek, and teach more urban students. But that's the vague plan. That's how you roll when you're in Africa. That's kind of what's supposed to happen. And Namibia is amazing. It's probably, I haven't been to 5 African countries. Feel very blessed to have had those opportunities, and I really love Namibia. Very diverse Atlantic coast, Namib desert. Animals are amazing. People are super friendly. They're originally colonized by the Germans. Very interesting history. A very safe, very clean, very functional, which is all awesome when you want to travel and do stuff. I wish I was getting some questions, and I just don't think I'm looking at the right place. I see flying hearts, or little blue things. The other thing, guys, I'm wondering about, if anybody's out there, is if you can see if you can share this from when I'm live. Oh, I'm showing my plug in my refrigerator. Okay, so I'm getting sidetracked. So my goal, and the reason why I'm doing this, is kind of for personal accountability. I think by putting this out here, I really have to do it. But I'm excited to do it too. I feel very energized with this way of my photography going in this direction. I've been kind of struggling with my freelance portraiture stuff. I love it. I love to shoot it. That's the best part, but that's it. I don't do well with anything else, as maybe some of you may know. Workflow systems, that kind of thing. Now I'm jumping into something that probably needs even more systems. Ooh, I'm getting there. Thank you, Talia, you shared it. Thank you. I just wanted to see if it would work. I've always been a storyteller. I've always loved stories. My background's in photojournalism. I love people. I love talking to them and finding out all kinds of stuff. And I think this is a great opportunity. Video, as everyone knows, is the bomb. I'm married to a video guy. Never really wanted to commit over to the full video side. This live side of things is very exciting. I think I'm a pretty good entertainer. I crack myself up, so sometimes I hope I crack you guys up. And I'm just looking to expand, and I don't know. I don't know what the big picture is, but what I want you guys to do is to join me and help me be accountable and ask me questions about my trip and tell me who you want to meet and put me on a little scavenger hunt when we go, and let me share what you're curious about with this. So my goal, and I'm going to wrap up here. If anybody has any questions, again, I'm like, oh, Toya, thanks. My goal is to live post every Thursday starting today. I'll still be in the States. We leave the 14th, so I'm going to do some packing videos, show you what I'm bringing. I bring lots of crazy stuff, weird stuff. I don't know. I'm going to show you what I'm bringing for gear, for photography. So I'm doing the photography tip stuff for all of my students out there, what I use. And I really welcome any tips that anybody else has. I still don't have a mic for recording into the computer, so if anyone has a suggestion on that. So I'm going to do packing. You're going to meet my crew. Hopefully, Rafiki's still deciding whether he's going to be in it or not. But I know he will. And I kind of got the brilliant, kind of crazy idea to do countdown lives videos, kind of like the whole process. I'm leaving in 14 days. I'm teaching. It's Christmas time. I have to pack. I have to buy presents for Africa. I have to back up everything. Everybody back up. 'Tis the season to back up. And make space for all this content that I'm so excited to build. And yeah, so this is why it's a soft launch, because I am not sure like how it's all going to happen yet. I do have, I'm building a YouTube channel, and I'll put that down in the descriptions. And then guys, help me out. I don't know what I've gotten lost down the YouTube hole plenty. So I sort of feel like I know what I'm doing. And I just want to get to the content part. But thank you for being out there, watching the recording, helping me out. Please give me suggestions. I'm sure I'll figure out like hashtags and follow. I'm not looking for anything. It would be nice to get 100 subscribers on YouTube, then I can get a custom link. Big goals there. I guess my biggest goal is don't lose all the stuff I create in Africa on a hard drive or somewhere else. Anyways, join me next Thursday. I'm going to shoot for around this time. I'll just be getting back from the hairstylist, so I'll look a little different. Going to get my Africa do, and hopefully I'll be partially ready for, I will be packing stuff, so you get to see some of the stuff that I'm going to bring and meet the crew. Thanks, guys. Love the feedback. I really appreciate you being here. Bye.